Not everybody's caught up for this. Starting a crochet business can be tough. And honestly, there's a lot of people who go into it not understanding what it takes to start a business, how starting a business from a craft or anything that you love can quickly erode the joy that you have from doing that craft. And we want to ensure that that doesn't happen to you. So today on Crochet Business Chat, we're going to be talking about different questions you can ask yourself to decide if you're in a place where you're ready to move your craft from hobby to business. So stick around, whether you're a crochet business owner now or you're thinking about starting a crochet business or any sort of handmade business, stick around because we're going to go through some specifics about this that I think will help you to make that decision. So welcome everyone to Crochet Business Chat. My name is Pam Grice, the Crochetpreneur, and I'm on a mission to help 100,000 makers build financial freedom through crochet. Happy to have you here today, whether you're watching live as we record this podcast or if you're watching on replay. Happy to have you here. And I'm not sure why Wilka says, hope I'm okay, but I am okay. What was I going to say? How about we get started? Oh, like this video, share it, comment, say hi, subscribe, do all the things, and we'll get all of this ready for folks who need it. So I'm going to pull up my notes just to be sure that we get all of our bases covered. So, all right. When we start thinking about monetizing our craft or our love for a business, we have a dream, right? So often the dream looks like I'm going to have some freedom to make what I want to make. I'm going to do what I love doing, and I'm not going to have to work for the man anymore. And that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to do it. Let's start selling. And a lot of times people forget about the reality that starting a business entails some things that are tough. Things like deadlines, customer service issues, marketing, which is a lot of sort of the Achilles heel of many business owners. And then there's pressure, and there's also risk. If you are not in a place where you're comfortable with any of these things, then you might want to reconsider. But if you say, bring it on, I can manage whatever the world throws at me as I'm building my business because I really want to do this, then let's take a look at that. So when we think about our hobby brings us joy, it brings us peace, it's super fun. And we want our businesses to be the same. But oftentimes, once we start a business, we realize businesses equal strategy, stress, sacrifice, and sometimes fun. But it definitely is a totally different vibe shift. As soon as you start monetizing the things that you love, your entire perception of what you're doing changes. And it goes from I'm doing whatever I want to, okay, now I have to get strategic. I have to do some data analysis. I have to figure out what's working. And I have to make what the market will bear rather than making whatever I feel like. So there's a certain loss of freedom and there's a certain sacrifice of doing what's fun, doing whatever I want to do. And now there is a small subset of the population who can grow a business doing whatever they want to do. And these people are called exceptional people. And I did some research last night that indicated 2% of the population are exceptional. 2% of the population can do whatever they want, and it's going to be golden. The rest of us have to work at it. And that means that we have to give up a little bit of freedom in order to grow the business. And that just means we're normal. And I think we have to come to the realization that probably I'm a normal person. And if I'm a normal person, that means, especially in the beginning of my business, I have to make some sacrifices. I don't just get to do whatever I feel like. I don't get to do whatever is just fun. I don't get to just play at creating a business and expect the business to grow and make money and be profitable. So coming to the realization of I'm just a normal human being. I'm not superwoman. I'm not super crochet person. I'm not, blessed with, it's typically a combination of intellect, charisma, age, looks, all of those things combined give people certain privileges and certain advantages over others. But if you are not in that ball of exceptionalism and you're just a normal person, then let's just own the fact that we're just normal and we have to work at what we're doing and come to a place of acceptance of that so that we can then get strategic. Because a lot of those things can be overcome with strategy, analysis, making plans, discipline, and stick-to-itiveness. So here are some questions to ask yourself if you're considering turning your love of a craft into a business. First one is, are you ready for that shift in mindset? Are you ready for going from this is fun and I just get to do whatever I want to do to being more strategic, more streamlined, thinking about profits, doing the bookkeeping, doing the marketing, learning new skills, being willing to learn is a really, really big part, and being willing to fail. Now, I know a lot of people come into starting a business with perfectionism and imposter syndrome, and that's okay. I struggled with those. Other people struggle with those, and you can still get there, but you have to be willing to try new things and willing to have some ups and downs and failures and roadblocks along the way. But it's the resilience that will get you through that and the willingness to learn. So, are you willing to invest time, energy, and money into a business venture? Businesses don't just happen. Even though your best friend, your mom, your auntie came to you and said, "Oh, that's so pretty, you should sell your things." Their nice words don't equal business potential. What equals business potential is them saying, how much money do you want for that thing? Right? So it's the dollar bills that talk. So we hear a lot of people say, "Oh, you should monetize that. You should monetize that. You should become a business owner." And it makes us feel like, "Oh, this will be really easy. Everyone wants my stuff." But you don't know that everyone wants your stuff until they start giving you money for it. And until then, and even through that process, you're going to need to invest time to learn, time to build inventory, time to understand strategy, time to get a website up, time to open a shop, time to sell at craft fairs, all of those things. All of those also require energy. And then there's some financial costs as well for inventory, for infrastructure for the business, business licenses, helpers if you need helpers, all of those kinds of things. So are you willing to invest those things? If your schedule is already stretched so thin that you have no time, well, you're not going to have time to invest in your business, right? If your energy levels are so sucked dry that you have no energy to care for yourself, to feed yourself well, to care for your family, then you don't have the energy to invest in a business. And if you don't have finances that you're willing to invest anywhere else, then you're not going to be willing to invest in your business, and you're going to try to build a business without any sort of investment, and you're going to want to buy the cheapest yarns, and that won't get you the sales that you're looking for. You're going to look to build your business all on free platforms, and that's going to cause you problems later down the road because it's going to take more time and energy to deal with those platforms. So they all work together. So asking yourself, and I'm not saying you have to have thousands of dollars to invest in your business, because you certainly don't. I think I started with $35 when I started my business. So you can gradually work up to those things, and that's okay. But it's that willingness to invest the brain power and invest the strategy and invest the time and energy into figuring those things out. So are you willing to do that? Or do you just want it to be fun? And I'm not saying it's not fun. It is fun, depending on how you're wired. Okay, are you committed to the business side? Are you committed to figuring out what it takes to make sales? Are you committed to learning strategies to get profitable? Are you willing to learn how to market on social media, using ads, identifying your ideal customer, building a product line that they're going to love, talking to them about your products? Are you willing to work on your business consistently and show up in the places you need to show up, like social media or your Facebook community? And will you have the discipline to follow through on all of your commitments, and the discipline to move through the hard times in your business? Now, I'm not trying to make this doom and gloom, like, business is such a slog, it's so hard. It's not. I mean, it's not easy, but if you can look at it as a challenge that you're willing to face, and you're willing to have the adventure of building a business, it can be really life-giving. But if you look at it like, I'm just going to give the example of like my social media posts. I try to make all of my social media posts really value-packed so that people who want a business will look at them and learn something and all of that. But I find that it's only when I post a picture of yarn, or it's only when I post a picture of crochet, that people get excited. They don't get excited about the business stuff. And that's an indication that they don't really care about the business stuff. And so if you don't care about the business stuff, you're going to struggle. And I'm not saying you have to be good at the business stuff right off the bat, or that you have to be obsessed with learning about the business stuff right off the bat, but you have to care about the business stuff. So it's that discipline and that decision that I get to build a business and I'm going to do it well, rather than people tell me that I should turn crochet into a business. So now I have all of these things and you guys should buy them. I don't care. I don't know how to price things. I don't know what the laws are around selling my things. I don't have a business license. I don't collect sales tax, but you guys should buy these things, right? So I'm doing all of these things wrong. I hope that makes sense. Okay, next is, do you have a solid idea of what success looks like for you? Is success that you have the freedom to spend the rest of your hours in a day doing whatever you want? Is freedom based to your profit margin? Does freedom look like I'm able to pay for my kids' extracurricular activities? What does success look like for you? You need to have a vision of where you want your business to take you, rather than I just want to make money from my business, because the vision of what we're doing and where we're going is going to sustain you through those hard times. So, and it will also give you a baseline to understand, am I doing it, right? And always going back to, am I moving towards the goals that I've set for my business? Am I moving towards the success as I define it? Some people define it as, I'm able to take a vacation every year without dipping into our regular family funds, or I'm able to pay for my kids' music lessons, or I'm able to retire my husband, or I'm taking home over $100,000 a year. Whatever it is for you and your business, know what it is so you know where you're aiming. And then understand your why. Now, your why is going to be typically different than your bottom line numbers. Your why is going to be about who you're serving, or what your purpose is in your business. Are you trying to bring joy to people through your crochet creations? Are you trying to help women look cute in their winter hats? Are you trying to help kids with ADHD and autism have something to fidget with that's soft and textured and things like that? So understanding What is your why? Who are you serving and why are you serving them? And what will get you through those days when you get out of bed and you're like, ugh, I don't feel like working today? What is your why that's going to drive you to continue building your business even on those days that it's hard? All right, and the final question is, will monetizing ruin your love of the craft? We have some things that you can do to ensure that that doesn't happen. So these are some traits of people who thrive as business owners and don't lose their love. So they're people who enjoy problem solving because business is an adventure. Business is constant problems that need solving. They're super resilient. They see challenges as energizing and as puzzles rather than as roadblocks. And they're willing to learn and adapt along the way. They're not going to say, I have to have it my way all the time. I want to make what I want to make the way I want to make them. And I don't want to market it because I hate marketing and just expect the money to roll in, right? They're willing to learn the strategies that they need to employ in order to make the money they want to make, and then adjust and make changes along the way to make that happen. And in order to not lose their love of craft, they set boundaries. They make things for themselves that are not attached to financial gain. So they're willing to put down the businessy part of the craft and pick up the I just want to make for fun part of the craft where they're not monetizing that. So that's where that I still get to make all of the choices I want to make outside of the business, right, for themselves. And then they're willing to outsource when that's needed, meaning for example, if I hate bookkeeping, I find someone else to do that for me in my business, and I build my business to a point where I can then pay them to do that. And so that takes away those things that you don't enjoy in your business. You're willing to outsource to someone else who does enjoy it and is willing to do it well for you. So those are some ways you can protect your love of the craft, is again, setting boundaries, putting your work projects down and picking up fun projects, and not seeing every single thing you do as an opportunity for monetization, because that's what will suck the energy out of it or the love of it out of the craft for you. So here are some signs that you are ready to get into business. So you've received interest in buying, meaning people have come to you and said, oh my gosh, I love that scarf. Would you make one for me? How much does it cost? Not, I'll buy you the yarn or will you make it for me? That's not about business, right? How much do I need to give you for you to make that for me? That means someone's interested in becoming a buyer. And that's really important. You've done market research. You understand what the market looks like. What's selling? What are some trends? What does the pricing look like? What are people willing to pay for things? How are people selling? How are people marketing? And what is your particular ideal customer? What are they buying? What do they love? And you are willing to invest, sacrifice, and risk for your business. Every time you invest time, energy, or money into your business, you're taking a risk. But it's a risk that says, I believe in myself, and I'm willing to do what it takes to make this successful. And the more that you are willing to stick to it and be resilient and adapt along the way, the more you know that your success is inevitable. Because as long as you don't quit and as long as you do what works, right? Sometimes we have to fail an awful lot until we figure out what works. But as long as you continue moving towards doing what works, your success is inevitable. You don't have to give up. You just keep going. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Start small. You don't have to start off as a 6-figure crochet business owner. You don't have to start off with the most professional branding or all of the bells and whistles with your business. Just start selling and learning and adapting and growing and strategizing from there. Reflect. Look at these questions that I've added here. Reflect on those questions. Be honest with yourself and trust your instinct. If your instinct is telling you, I can't start a business without losing the love of the craft, then maybe business isn't for you. Or I could never get out in front of a camera to market my business. Maybe running a business isn't for you. because personal brands is what's really going to be growing in the coming years. So asking yourself the hard questions and really answering honestly, listening to your gut and say, am I willing to do what it takes? If the answer is no, then go do something else. It's okay. It's all right. Not everyone needs to monetize their business. And if you're ready to take the next step and start your business and ensure that you have all of the steps covered that you need to in order to do it properly, meaning you get the licenses, you get the bank accounts set up, you get your, all the things you need to do. I have a little checklist, a hobby to business checklist. It has some, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And then it has some questions on there. And that's a free little resource. I have a link in the description for you to grab that. So it's the hobby to business transition checklist. And then also, if you want to take the next step and have some step-by-step strategies for identifying your ideal customer, really working on that mindset shift to go from hobbyist to business owner, and more, right? I have a membership called the Crochet Biz Lab. It's only $7 a month, which is outrageously affordable for what you get. You get, what do you get? You get courses. You get 3 phases of courses to walk you through getting your business set up and getting those foundations laid. Plus you get twice monthly Ask Anything sessions with Lisa, who is my Crochet Business Success Coach. Plus you get resources every month to continue growing and optimizing and making more money in your business. So it's a great first step for business owners who aren't sure that they are where they want to be in their crochet business. So you can check out those links down in the description. And again, be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things on this video so more people are notified that this video is available to them if they're looking to go from being a hobbyist to a crochet business owner. I'm going to just check out your questions, and then we'll be done for today. So Farron says, hi, good morning, Kelly. Oh, yes, I am okay. Thanks, Wilka. Good morning. Just bringing my first cup of tea. How nice. Wilka says it was a lot of work and still is. And when I hit a wall, I'm just looking in my CBA course and watch some videos to cheer me up, and it gives me energy again to go on. Oh, that's fun. There's so many resources. So I talked about the Crochet Biz Lab in this video. We also have Crochetpreneur Business Academy for people who are like, I'm doing this, give me all of the things. And they're ready to get all of the resources they need to build their crochet business. So Wilka is in that course. And we have lots of videos, years and years worth of coaching calls and things that you can look through and binge watch while you're making. I did have to learn a lot of that stuff as I went, but it's still like, yeah, this is a business. Yeah. I think my hobby is running my business and not actually crochet. I get so bored on projects just for me, but stuff I can monetize, I'm excited for. Bonnie, I love that. I am very much the same way. So I really am motivated by that, the challenge of business, and like, oh my gosh, I can make it. I could sell this. Oh my gosh, customers would love this. All of those things really energize me. And then if I can't monetize it, it does feel kind of boring. And I do think that that just speaks to the potential for success that you have, that you get energized by the businessy side of it. Is it possible to have a thriving business that I only work at August through December? Sure. I have done that with my white winter hat company that I open. Typically I only open it for November, but I have in the past opened it from August to December and made a part-time income. So I think I made $6,000 when I first started, from, I think it was September to early December that I had it open. So it's about being super strategic. If you're going to be selling physical products, that's a really great model for that, is to build your inventory during the year and then start doing your markets only in the fall. And that's exactly what I did with my products-based business, is just have it open during the holiday busy season, and the rest of the year I focused on other things, or I just took a break and took care of myself and had some fun. So it's definitely possible. I don't think you can make a full-time income that way, but it is great for a side hustle or a part-time business. So it definitely is possible. It does take marketing and continuing to connect with your customers throughout the year, but a simple email here and there is fine. Just keep them updated. All right, that is it today for Crochet Business Chat. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Be sure to ask any questions that you might have. And if you haven't already, grab your hobby to business transition checklist, which is linked in the description. And I will talk to you next week for our next episode of Crochet Business Chat. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.